Welcome everyone to of the Publishing Persuasion. I'm here with the design queen herself, with the absolute stud that is Melanie Schubert, who has the sexiest lips, the whitest teeth. She is over here literally stunning me. Her teeth are so bright right now. I can't
I
even
only
see.
bleached them once. They're not white. They're not as nearly, they're not even close to yours. Come on. But I am gonna do it again. It was actually very and dear listeners, in case you have no clue what Angela's on about, and in case my suggestive lip bite didn't give it away, it is in fact my lips that I did a photo shoot with my lips and I'm gonna post the video because I got some progress shots of me
Oh,
smashing up
cool.
this black lipstick, but then because I'm not a drawer, friends. Like, drawing is not my gift, but I'm a bloody good tracer. And I'm a fucking wizard on I'm a Canva wizard at this point.
You are,
So I was like,
yes.
I think with the skills I do have, I was like, I think I can do it if I do a photo shoot. So I did this photo shoot. Actually, that lipstick was cool. She sold it to me. She said it was one that my Madonna made iconic. I was like, hey, I'll take it. So I
Okay.
did my lips to perfection. Um,
Hmm.
Now that we're a publishing house, hashtag throbbing quill, I can claim it back on tax. My Madonna lipstick. She was like, keep because I wound up ranting to the lady at Mac, the makeup place. I just walked in with when I was getting my morning coffee because I was like, yeah, again, if I have a good base to start with, I felt like the closer I could get it, the more likely I would have something that looks professional enough. So I walked
Yes.
Goose to Mac and we went in. I wound up telling the lady my whole life story because it was just us in there. So anyway, I digress.
So back to
What was I
so you were telling us how you
saying?
put lipstick on.
Oh yeah. So I came home and I did like a full did my lips to the most perfect crisp lines I could get it without a liner. And then I smashed up a black lipstick because I wanted it to look like it was dripping ink.
Ink.
Ink
Ink.
reminiscent of other things as well, but mainly ink. And yeah, I realized that just black lipstick, again, drawing, not my strength, but if I make it drip naturally and I a place where it should go, it could look cool. So it's like mixed it with honey and you know
What?
that blue, you know that sweet pea blue flower that they use to dye food naturally is really blue. I don't know if you have that over
I,
there. It's
I
probably
have
not called
no
sweet
idea.
pea, but it's like a blue pea, which sounds like an entirely different thing. Anyway, I've got that thick syrup to make cocktails with. So I mix some
Oh,
of
okay,
that
okay.
in and some honey to like loosen up the lipstick, and then I just dripped it all down.
You're so
And then did a
smart.
photo shoot and then used a combination of my phone and Canva to like pluck the lips off my face and then fucking painstakingly color it in on Canva, which has limited strokes. Canva has limited strokes and limited, like, to get it to look how I did in the end was a miracle. But also Canva's amazing that I could do that on there. And then, of course, our amazing, fucking legendly talented friend Robin Alvarez, she added the text and she tweaked the drips to make it look just so perfect in the end. But yes, you're looking at these little snaggle teeth, which never thought my little vamps, um, which never thought they would feature as a logo, but you know what? Various shaped teeth rep. You know? We don't all
Yes. Represent.
represent. I went through a stage where I was younger, really insecure about my teeth. I just hated them so much. And then I was like, actually, weirdly, this is the one way models helped me with self-image because models have the most fucked up teeth. And I was
Yes.
like, she's so hot and her teeth are worse than mine. And I was like, and it actually made me wind up loving my little unique teeth. So there we go. Now they're a
Oh,
logo.
I love that. I love that. Honestly, I was having this discussion with my partner the other day because it's
Mm,
I understand why some people need veneers and they need, like,
I thought
and
about
everybody
it.
has their own reason. I'm not bagging on
Yeah,
anybody.
no, no.
However, like looking back at old celebrities or pictures of celebrities back in like the early 2000s, and they all had their natural teeth, and they were
Yeah.
all a little bit crooked or a little bit what this and that, and it fit their face so perfectly that it added to that person. And so I always
Yes.
feel like, and there was she's from, nope, drawing blanks, White Lotus.
Oh yeah,
Um, and she has
Jennifer.
like, I
Oh,
have
the
no idea,
British
but she
chick
has,
from Sex
yes,
Education. I bloody love her.
yes, love her. And she has like a little bit of an overbite and a gap in her teeth, but it fits her face so beautifully that I would be so mad if she did anything to it.
I could be
So
wrong, but
yes,
apparently she got a lot of hate they got a lot of hate for casting her in that role just because of her I think it's adorable as well, and it's so hot.
yes,
And that's the thing, it's another one, and I agree with you fully. Get the veneers, get the Botox, whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself. Like, I think there's space. I'm not anti either,
yeah,
but I also
yeah.
believe in celebrating our unique features. And for me, it all comes down to that quote, did you hate it before someone told you you should,
Ooh,
you know?
uh
And I
oh,
realized that I only hated it because I was constantly seeing images that it should look differently. And I was
that's
like,
hitting too
wait,
deep.
yeah, it it
That's hitting
it
too deep.
honestly it like this I talk about it lightheartedly now, but oh my God, as a teenager, I was just like, and then it also I feel like Kirsten Dunst, maybe? Is that how you say
I
her
was
name?
gonna say her
Got
too.
exactly
Yes,
my teeth. She was one of the early images I saw when Spider-Man. I still remember whatever, I was 14 or something, and I saw her and it critically shifted something in me that someone like her, and I thought she was so beautiful. Had the same fucking teeth as me, little snagglers, little vampy vamps.
yes. And you just watch Interview with the Vampire?
Yes.
Where she was the I can't remember
I
again.
haven't
Terrible
watched
with
finished the
names.
movie yet.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Because she's in it as well.
Claudia.
And
She's as Claudia
oh,
in that one.
Claudia, that's right, that's right. No, your quote hit me deep because we were just talking about this with Mikayla. How I was like, I want to be perceived, but I don't want people to perceive me too much and then realize
Mm,
like, oh, she's like actually really annoying. She's too much. Like the personality's not there. Um, and it truly it stems from I have always just kind of been who I am, obviously,
mm.
but then I do remember very like distinctly overhearing kids say that I was a weirdo
Oh,
and that I was like, like I came on too strong, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta reel it in and like play it cool, so then I could fit in. And so like I was just like, and it's the
mm,
same thing with the teeth. Like you are perfect until someone tells you otherwise, and then you start thinking about it, and you're like, oh
yeah.
shit, no, I have to change. So the way that people perceive me is how I want, I guess, them to perceive me. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah, it's actually
no.
I'm realizing it's a very like early primitive part of our human brains because you had to fit in with the tribe to survive or you'd be cast out, right?
Mm.
But as a species that has elevated beyond mere mammal,
Some of us, yeah.
we think some of us are a little bit self-aware, some of us could try a little harder. Um, but yeah, like I think that's very much something that's being deconstructed as society goes on and bucked against because yeah, like and I find the more I am myself and we talk about this, but living it is harder because you actually have to be comfortable with people not liking you. Being your
Oh,
authentic self. You have to actually, it's something I'm still in the process of doing, But what I've realized is there's no other option for me. The way I am, the way my brain works, I can't fake it anymore. I'm getting too seasoned. She's not in her 20s anymore. I don't want to fake it anymore. And so if the energy doesn't align and I have to mask more than like the very like fun outing amount, it's not for me. Because like you're giving such a diluted version of yourself and like you constantly have to think about keeping it up, which is
Yeah.
exhausting. And the crazy part is, all those parts of yourself that you might think are unlovable are probably my favorite parts about you. So when you actually let it out, the more you let it out, the people who are like aligned with you love that. That they're like, like even like little things. Like the other day, I made this friend Henry, and he's actually moving now down in the cafe, and like he's leaving and I was like he was like we were chatting and chatting and I was like, oh, my house is messy. I didn't want to invite him up. And then I was like, wait though, it's not grotesque. I don't live in a trash pit. Not today anyway. I was like, it's messy, yes, but can I invite this friend, which we've passed the early stages of just masking with each other, can I invite this friend into my space and just let them see my mess? Or do I say, no, I've got to go, bye? I didn't want to go. We were having the best chat. And I was just like,
Yeah.
we're at that. I was like, no, I'm inviting him up. We're going to keep having our conversation. I'm not going to not do it just because there's shopping bags on the floor and like a sink full of dishes, you know? And and yeah, like I know those things make me feel when other people do it, that the only reason I've learned to do it is other people gave me that invitation into their real true self. And it's such a beautiful thing because when you start doing it, it's like contagious as well in the best way. You know, like how they say fear is contagious, but so is like courage and authenticity. And like, so I don't know. I know that you can use that. You're the kind of person you can trick yourself into using it in that way. That's why I'm wording it in that way. If you know it's going to benefit other people, letting your true self out, you allow them to awaken. So I'm just calling you to to join me in
Aha,
this
okay.
terrifying journey.
We're leading the charge.
But even yesterday when we were Zooming with Robin to get everything set up, and I was a fucking hot mess, you know? And for a moment, I slipped into my old thinking of, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. They can see my inbox has 20,000 emails that I haven't cleared out. And then I was like, who the fuck cares? If I was invited into that space with you, I wouldn't think twice about it. So why am I so hard on myself that I'm a hot mess and I wasn't taking took me like 2 hours to do one form, listeners.
No, but they were hard forms and it was stressful. It was stressful. You were allowed to be stressed.
Thank you. But no, just the
Yeah.
fact that you were both like take your time, you were just having a yarn, it made my nervous system relax and be like, okay, yeah, like we can give ourselves permission to not wear so many masks all the time, you know, like it's human to put some on. And I think some is just, you know, like when we get on for the podcast, we probably put a couple masks on for the podcast, you know. But I think at the end, oh, sorry, my alarm, interrupting my monologue.
How dare? How dare? I
But you
didn't
know
hear
what
it
I
though,
mean.
so yeah.
Yeah.
No. Masks off. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, and there's appropriate masks obviously when you're trying to be
Yeah.
professional and you're doing those sort of things, of course, obviously. But in day-to-day life and just and I think it's true like the more you are yourself, the more you find your people. And really like do you even want to be around people that aren't your people anyways? Like how boring
That's
is
it.
that?
And take it
Yeah.
from someone who's learnt this difficult lesson many, 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 many times. Let me tell you, like, I got good. I got exceptional at reflecting back to people themselves because that's how I learned to stay safe in, or not safe, but like emotionally safe. That's how I learned to make friends. You reflect back, and it happens
Yes.
naturally as well. But if you're doing it to a point where it's like you will reach a point where you rock up to those friendships and they exhaust you because those people expect you to be that Mel.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be that. That was just work, Mel, you know? And
Yes,
so
yes.
once, And they're gonna love it though, because you're reflecting themselves back to themselves. So they're gonna love it. They're gonna want to see you more and more and more. But it reaches a point where you start to resent seeing those people because you're just like, I can't be that today. Today I'm a grumpy, angry little goblin that just wants to like hate the world and think about death. Well, I never want that, but that's sometimes what happens, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We're secretly just goth girls. We're secretly just
Literally.
little
If I wasn't
gothic
so
girls.
like fundamentalist Christian growing up, I would have absolutely had a goth era.
Oh my, I could totally see it right now. You would have had the big, like, thick eyeliner, like the
Oh yeah.
swooping black. I could see it. I could see you rocking a goth look.
I know. I'll have to pull it
You should
out.
try it.
I
I
should
think you should
try it. Just
give it a
like get
go.
back
You'd
to
look
it.
hot because you
Well,
have a lot of like cool clothes too. So I feel like you could easily like
I love
get
that you
there.
said that because I am leaning a little bit to some goth fashion. I really like the brand Disturbia. It's like quite little goth vibes. I like it for dressing up, but I think for dressing down, I just want to live in hoodies and tights. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes. Yes. That's only right. That's only right.
I have a side
Okay.
question for you.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you have
Okay.
one. I
I
just,
do, but we'll go with yours first.
okay. I have to know. You keep
Uh-oh.
posting about Sam Hewen?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you
He won't
explain
leave me
to us what's
alone.
going on? And I don't, maybe I'm naive, but I don't even know who that is. So can you
You
educate
don't
me?
know who Sam is?
No.
Okay. So Sam Hewen is an actor. He's a
Hmm.
Scottish actor. He was an Outlander, or is an Outlander.
Ah,
Yeah,
which
he's the
guy?
main. He's Jamie from Outlander.
Oh my
He's the
God. I'm
Jamie.
so shit with names. I didn't even know that was his name. My bad.
Yes, icon, icon. And I'm an
Uh,
Outlander girly. Like I
mm.
have been reading Outlander for years. I mean, the
Really?
last one hasn't come out. Oh, I've read every Outlander book.
That's kind of
Um,
cool.
Thank you. Thanks. Um,
Because I only
me
heard
and
about it.
millions of other girls.
No, but I only heard about it from TV. It's nice to
Ah,
meet
okay.
like an
No.
OG fan.
Oh, I'm an OG fan. Like that's what got me onto Twitter was Outlander
Fuck
fandom.
off.
Uh-huh. Yes.
No.
I
Okay.
love me some Outlander. They're big books too. Like they're like 1,000
Yeah,
page
that's why I'm
books.
impressed.
Oh my god, I loved Outlander.
Oh
Still
my
love it. But
God.
so yes, Sam Hewen. So literally, let me tell you what happened. I
Mm,
saw a TikTok for like a book publisher, okay,
yeah.
on my feed, and in pops Sam Hewen, and he was like, "I have this book," and I was just, and all I said in that post was, "I wasn't ready for that," because I was not ready to see Sam Hewen
Like the actual
on my
Sam
feed.
Hewen.
Yes, it was the actual Sam Hewen. So he popped on and
No.
was like promoting his book. And so I was just like, but it was for a book publisher. And so I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I left that comment, at least a dozen Sam Hewens slid into my DMs and they continue to slide into my DMs. So, Sam, leave me alone. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
quite
So
funny.
if you listen, like listeners, if you see Sam Hewen on anything, do not comment because he's going to come for you. Oh, and then today, another author posted on Threads,
Yeah.
like, damn, Sam, like, get off. And I got tagged in it by a friend. It was like Sam's like cheating on you, and
Oh
so
my
Sam's
God.
out here. He's playing games. Yeah,
That's not right. I mean, you just
not
have to
right.
ask yourself though, like, as a life choice, you know? So you like see this guy and you're like, oh, he's pretty famous. And then your life choice is to create a fake identity. And a lot of people have had this idea apparently. Create a fake identity, slide into someone's account, and pretend you're this person. But like, why though?
Oh,
Why? Just to
well,
feel the heat of a beautiful woman talking to you and imagining you're
I
Sam Hugh? Hewen?
I
Whatever.
guess. But then I also got some that would be like, "Hey, we're in charge of Sam Hewen's like
Well, that's
fan
smart.
club." And they're like, if you get any messages from him, just know it's fake, but we're
Yeah.
real. So beware, you know? And I'm just like, oh my God, enough, guys. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But I do remember a catfish episode where this person really and truly thought they were talking to Katy Perry. And they like,
I love
and
that
they
you
like,
brought catfish up into this chat right now, okay, bitch. The way I fucking binged that shit when I first found it, I
oh,
probably know
yes.
it was like out in like the really middle of nowhere, and they literally thought they're gonna meet Katy Perry, right? Yeah.
Yes. As one does, you know, you're just out here, you know, romancing a major pop star.
Wasn't it a
In my
guy?
case,
Wasn't
you
it a
know,
guy
yeah,
pretending to be Katy Perry?
I don't remember. I don't remember, but I just remember it was Katy freaking Perry. I think they ended up going to London or something. I don't freaking remember. I might be mixing
They
up my
still went
shows.
on a date, even though they were catfished by a fake Katy Perry. That's a fucking choice. Like, okay, if someone has posed as a whole other identity and you still agreed to go on a date with them, like,
Like,
I know, I know the waters are shallow, friends, but
yeah.
like
Like,
that's
but you were my
really
person.
scraping the barrel. Like, I guarantee that
Yes.
anyone can do better than that.
You literally, you can. Like,
Yeah.
you can find love. Be yourself, Sam. Sam,
Mm.
let me be. You know, let me fly.
You're probably just gonna get more after this, more spam.
I I know, and it doesn't stop. Like just when
Oh
I'm
my
like, oh,
God.
Sam's moved on.
Another
No,
one.
another one comes,
You
and I'm
might
like,
miss it when it's done though.
I really might. I might be like, damn. Maybe I need to go comment on some more of Sam's posts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, just keep
uh,
it going. Keep the fake Sam love coming.
yeah, yeah. Whenever I'm feeling like down, I'm just gonna comment on actual Sam Hewitt's posts and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that
that's me.
Pedro Pascal admitted that he does that when he's having a bad day. He goes on like fan sites that love him and like reads through the comments. I could be misremembering. It was just a reel, but I was like, you know what? That's actually a great idea. You know, sometimes we just need that little boost, just somebody to
We
be
do.
like, you're doing
It's true.
great.
If Pedro Pascal needs that, then you know what? We all need a little love because
Right?
that man, you know
He's
what I
a
mean? He is
gem.
like showered with love, and even sometimes he feels it a little down. So
Yeah. Showered with love
yeah,
because he's authentic. He just
yeah,
shows his true self, and the people who dig it, dig it. Then there's a lot of Pedro haters as well.
it's true. And they are wrong, and they're bad
They,
people.
I just guarantee you they live a sad life and they hate
It's true.
themselves. You can't hate somebody
Yeah.
full of that much like light and generosity and like not be a bit miserable, you know?
Yeah, yeah. There's just some miserable people too that just
There
like
really is.
need to just like be angry.
Yeah. I
And
feel
how dare
sorry for
they?
them these days because I'm just like, wow, who hurt you?
Oh my God. It's like, dude, relax. Like you're
Relax.
like at the store. Like if you can
Oh
buy
my,
groceries, you're fine.
have you had, okay, because I get, because of the algorithm, long may it live, I get, and I've clicked so many times on like Karen encounters. Have you had, they're always in America. Have you had Karen encounters? I would live for this content.
No, honestly, I think yeah, I haven't personally that
You'd
I
be
can
good at
think of.
diffusing it. You wouldn't prod them into,
No, oh, for sure. Never. Like Armando, my partner, he's had it. People just, he just has a face, I guess, that people just assume they can like either be jerks to him, you know, because he's, you know, Mexican guy in this environment we live in. And
really, people are
so,
rude at the moment.
yeah, well, I mean, I think it just depends on where you're at.
Oh my God.
And you know, we live where we are because we're in like we're in Northern California and we're in a
Mm.
small community, um, which is a very like immigrant friendly place. Like that's it's always been a
Yeah.
beautiful place. Like our Fourth of July parades have like it's beautiful. It's really amazing because we have a lot of the
Mm.
like vaqueros that come, like Mexican, you know, they come and they dance and
Oh my
folklore and
God.
like it's like a beautiful time. However, because of this political climate, people who maybe masked their racism or their bad
Oh,
feelings feel like they don't have to
emboldened.
anymore. Yeah, they feel emboldened. And so
Motherfuckers.
he gets
Disgusting.
looks and people just automatically assume that he doesn't speak English. They just automatically assume
In
and so
2025, the year of our
yeah.
cloaca, they assume somebody that doesn't that that's fucking the audacity of that is it's actually steals my breath. The fucking audacity of that. To just
Yeah.
assume that just because
Yeah.
somebody doesn't look like you. Don't
Exactly.
assume anything, dickheads. Like, why
Yeah.
would you assume
Yes.
anything? You don't know me.
Yeah, and he kind of gets the kick out of it at this point because he's had he's had so many
Oh
encounters
my
with old white
God.
people, um, and so he knows how to diffuse it because honestly and truly, as soon as he starts talking and he just sounds like he's from Northern California,
Yeah,
they automatically are like, oh wait a second. And so he knows how to diffuse them and kind of bring humor to things. And if they're just grouchy assholes, he kind of just is like, well, have a great time. Like he makes kind of like he kind of teases them,
good.
um, of like, well, have fun being miserable.
Have
Like
fun
I'm
being a
gonna go grab
prick.
my beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, he's I would say deals with Karens more than I have ever, and I feel like for me, I would just snap at somebody so fast if they're being a jerk that like I wouldn't care. Like if you want to be a Karen, that's fine. We'll fight right now.
yeah. 100%. Oh, I love to know that about you. I will.
Yeah, no, I honestly like when I'm out and about, unless I'm like in a really like talkative mood, which is very rare.
Mm.
um or like I'll fight anybody if I
Mm.
have to. I'm ready.
Yeah, she's ready
I
for
think that's
battle.
just an American way. It's just the American way. We are raised in violence.
Oh my gosh, no.
We are raised to fight. We are
Oh
always
my
ready.
God. Day 3000 and whatever of me just wanting to hug woke
Yeah.
liberal Americans.
Yeah, I know. It's a I feel like it's always just an interesting time to be alive.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Even here,
Uh
there's been some like neo-Nazi groups that have been emboldened to do like some fucking
yeah.
protest or something. And I was like, excuse me? Like all of Australia was
Yeah.
pretty pissed except the ones who are fucked in the head.
No, it's true. It's always like it's true. It's always the people that are like the most wrong that are the loudest.
Bitch.
And you're just
Yes.
like, ugh.
They're
Like I
so
don't
loud and nothing
they're
they
so loud.
say, not even one sentence makes sense. But
No,
anyway.
never. And so you can't argue with them because you're like, they're
Nah.
just gonna believe what they want to believe. So bye. Like, okay, enjoy your day. Like it and to me, they always look so miserable. Back to being like
Mm,
Karens. They're just miserable humans. Um, and so it's like, okay, well, go have fun like being a
yeah.
grouch. I'm gonna go over here and swim in the pool and like live my best life
That's
and
it,
not be an
eh?
asshole.
That's
you know?
that's literally it. Like it can't be a pleasant life to live. Like what pain and turmoil and how much you must hate yourself to exist like that. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
But
can
we
only
digress again.
we digress. But I love a good digression. That's what keeps
Yeah.
it's a variety show.
Yeah, definitely. We are a variety show for everybody. Okay, no. You mentioned how like when you were doing your lipstick and you're
Oh
like, I never
yeah.
thought that I would be doing this. And I had just seen Clarabelle Ortega. Um, hold on, let me make sure because
Well,
I
you make
remember
sure.
she
Shout out
yeah.
Clarabelle, who has been spreading the word of our podcast.
Shout out to Clarabelle A.
Mm.
Ortega. That's why I wanted to double check because I
Oh,
remembered in a
thank you.
video Clarabelle mentioned making sure to have like the proper name. So Clarabelle A. Ortega.
Mm.
But anyways, Clarabelle has been listening to the pod. Shout out if you're listening. But I just saw a post that Clarabelle had made, kind of saying like just thinking of like when you first began and you think like this is the way, like I need, this
Mm,
is the path I want, this book is the book I need to publish first, you know. And so you're so focused on one path, but when you kind of release it and you really think about all the different twists and turns you go through to get where you are, like years ago you
mm.
would have never thought, here I am painting my face up because I'm about to do a smutty anthology. However, like if you would have just stayed stuck in like I have to do this first book,
Mm.
you would have never made it all the way to here and been having so much freaking fun. And it just kind of got
Yes.
me thinking of like my own journey and like the
Mm,
first book I wrote and how I really wanted that to be like the thing. But like but it didn't work out. And like I when I decided it's fine, I could put it down and try something else. Like here we
mm.
are, you know,
Yeah.
so many books later, and here we are, throbbing quill press, you
I
know. So it's like
know.
I just want to encourage listeners and ourselves that it's okay that if something's not working out to try something else because you just don't know the magic that's in store for you.
Preach. And yes, I love everything you just said so much. And like honestly, it's not even just oh, a different pivot, a different life path. It's like imagine going the other path. And I think if I had have gone that way at that point of time, I would be a different person. But imagine coming here and like this is my favorite thing that I've ever worked on. This our Throbbing Quill Publishing House, Jingle These Bells, Spicy Anthology. Like this is my favorite thing that I'm working on. And like, yeah, that's what's exciting about it as well, that if you do kind of open yourself to just grow as a person. And like, I loved that post. Everybody look at Clarabelle's posts because seriously, they are the writing gems.
Yes. Speaking of a writing gem, we have a author that is a gem, and she writes books like that are gems. I don't.
It does sound like a gem.
I okay, thank you. Yeah, I started and then I got
I
lost in there,
accept
but
that segue. I
okay,
accept
thank
that.
you, thank you. Do you have Michaela's email? Because I know she wanted a different logo.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. So, here she is. Mikayla Bridge is a fantasy author living in Melbourne, Australia. She completed an honours degree in political science and international relations, and she loves writing books that feel like a triple espresso. High energy, heart racing, and might ruin your sleep schedule. Of Flame and Fury is her debut novel. And then I was going to start reading the rest of her email. Love these questions. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. I was ready to launch because
Question one.
we've had some essay length bios in the past, so
Yes,
I
yes.
just kept going.
No, that was it. Michaela Bridge
Yeah,
is.
we're so lucky to have her on today. And yeah, we've still got 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, she's winding down. I'm using these last 4 minutes to just shout again about editing Jingle These Bells and how excited we are. And if by the time this is out, we've probably revealed the logo. Go check it out. If you haven't already, come find Throbbing Quill. But yeah, how are you
Oh my gosh,
feeling?
so many. Really excited. So many
Yeah.
really awesome things have been happening behind the scenes for Jingle These Bells. Melanie has been killing it with being the boss, bad bitch. We've got Robin Alvarez on the team, Katja de Becerra. I'm over here, you know, moral support. I'm cheering. I'm doing whatever. I'm
Oh my gosh, don't
emailing.
undersell what you're doing. You're doing like so much work constantly to this.
Yeah, I'm keeping us on track. I've got this.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's fun. And then once we saw the cover, I was like, that's it. Like, yes,
The book is
we're
sold.
doing it. It's
She's
so good.
sold.
Yeah,
It's done. It's going viral. Like, I would pick that cover. Like, Robin, to say she killed it feels like an understatement. Like, I just don't even know the right words because when I saw it, I was just like, even my best version in my head wasn't as good. Like, she
no,
just knocked it out of the park. It's so, like, iconic. Just iconic. So I'm so excited to reveal that soon. I don't
yeah,
know how
so
soon. We could
fun.
we could almost do it today. I don't know. When
Well,
do you
I
want to
think
do it?
well, we'll have to prepare the rest of the authors, Melanie. We're gonna have to come.
We
Are you talking about the cover
the
reveal?
cover reveal.
We've got to prepare the authors to get ready to post.
Oh, that's true. Oh my God. See?
Slow your
See, you
horse,
say you're
Melanie.
not doing much, but this is the part where I like wouldn't have a clue. I'd be like, let's put it up.
No, we've
But
got
she's
to
got
wait.
a Daddy Montoya has her whip out and she is
Yes,
like,
Daddy is
Melanie,
here. Yes,
this
we
is the
need the
schedule.
ISBN. We need the pre-order link first, Melanie.
Yes.
We've got to wait a
Oh, you've got to
second.
have the pre-order stuff ready for the cover reveal. Is that the tea?
That's what Robin wants because
That's
then it gives
smart.
an actionable thing for our potential readers.
I am so impressed with Robin. Like,
I
seriously,
know.
like, that's
I know.
clever. That's clever.
Yes.
Give them an actionable thing. Iconic.
Yes.
Genius.
Iconic.
We're so lucky to
Yes.
have her on the team and so lucky to have Katya join us as well. I'm excited. Katya and I might do some events here. We might do a little Jingle These Bells tour down under. Jingle
You
These Bells
should.
down under. Oh my God. Down under tour.
Down under tour. Yes. I love it. I'm here for
We'll
it.
see what
No, it's going to
happens.
be I'm really excited. It's so fun. It's Christmas in July, so we're just
Yes.
celebrating.
So much celebrating. With 1 minute on the clock, unless you had something that you wanted to say, what are your closing thoughts on the documentary Poop Cruise?
Oh, dang it. We forgot about Poop Cruise. Wow. That was an explosion of a time. It was so ridiculous.
Listeners, please watch Poop Cruise. I couldn't stop laughing. Like there was just no way to make it serious. It's just like all these like, just middle class. It's not going to be the cruise was only 3 days.
I know. I'm like, guys, yes. It was like the quiet, like the sad music as they're being interviewed. I'm like,
I'm
come
like, you
on
weren't
now.
going to die. You were in the Gulf of Mexico, right? Like it wasn't, they weren't going anywhere.
It's so funny.
But the toilets
The
did
tears.
overflow and drown the whole ship. That was pretty dire. I'm not like saying that wasn't a thing, but it was hard to not just laugh the whole way. Hello.
Hello, hello, how are you?
Good.
Good. We're so good. We're pumped to have you on. We've been very excited about this.
Oh, shush. The second you reached out, I was so excited. Angela, I love your books. Mel, I'm so excited to read anything. I love your podcast. Yeah, I love you
Oh,
both. Yeah, very
well, we
excited to
love
be here.
you, and we're excited
Yay.
to have you. And I do love your book as well.
I
So
completely
Rebecca,
forgot that you'd read it and, of course, blurbed it, and I bullied you into blurbing it months ago. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
thank you for the chance, the honor. Miss 60,000 ads on Goodreads.
Ooh.
Oh, isn't it atrocious?
It's
Oh my God.
amazing. How we'll get
Wild.
into it. We'll get into it. We have questions for you on the list. I was just getting right into being nosy.
Go be
Yeah,
nosy. I
please,
mean, and
please.
let's shout out the exciting news straight away. Like I that was a glorious thing to see.
It's just, yeah, it doesn't feel real. Honestly, I was like, oh, that must just be someone else's book with the same title, obviously. Of course. It's, yeah.
It's not.
You
It's
both know what
real.
it's like. It's weird seeing it, like, it becoming an external thing rather than
It's
just this
Yes.
little thing inside you.
it's so weird. It's so bizarre. What I like, what I do love is that when it goes live on NetGalley, you kind of get a feel for how it's going to be.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's like a really sort of gentle nudge into reality.
Yeah.
Gentle or not gentle, I suppose it just depends. But it's a reality check either way, good or
Yeah.
bad, good and bad in most situations. You're gonna get it all.
Did you know yours was going up on NetGalley? Because I had the classic experience of finding out through readers. Were you
Yeah. No, I
told
had no
anyone?
idea. I
Yeah.
had no idea. It's publishing is the weirdest thing because these big things happen and you
Yeah.
don't know they're
You're
happening
caught
until
so off
somebody
guard.
tells you, like, "Hey, I'm reading
Mm.
your book right now." Yeah,
Hmm.
it's weird. It's strange. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not just me. It's all of us going through this weird ass experience together.
It's so
That's
weird
awesome.
and wild, the publishing terrains. But we are so glad to have you here today. And yeah, it feels like it's been a long time coming. Like I feel like I met you at a book launch. I can't even remember now, like a few years ago. One of Katya's,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Long,
That's
Yeah.
long
so
time ago.
fun.
I think I thrust a podcast sticker at you.
I have a photo of that somewhere of us with
Oh
me
my,
posing with the podcast sticker.
That's
glorious.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I love like having Australian authors on, because it does feel like here on the States we're getting together often at like book cons. And so
Mm.
it's like I'm always trying to get Mel out there into her out there into the stratosphere of
I'm
Australia.
slowly getting back out. I
You
had
are.
to
You
heal my
are.
scars from the first time in the publishing wilds, but lovely people like Mikayla are luring me out by and by to the events.
Yeah. Are you
It's such
doing
a
a launch, Michaela?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I am.
Woo!
I I know. Woo. It's one of those things I'm so grateful and so appreciative, but I also kind of just want to stick my head in the sand for a week throughout the launch week, the debut week when it comes out. So I'm very lucky because my I have some amazing friends who work in a bookstore and they reached out without me knowing to my publicist and organized it all. So I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a launch. Great." Because if it was up to me, I very much would have happily just let it slid by.
Mm,
But no, I'm the best kind of unhappy about it. Many lots and lots of amazing supportive people are coming, and I'm very excited and terrified.
Yeah, that
yeah.
that
Yeah,
feels right. That feels
yeah.
right. It's
You
going to be amazing either
was
way.
like there a part of
Thank
you
you.
that didn't want it, but like you really did, kind of?
I think it was one of those things that enough people have told me the launch is your own little celebration. It's for you rather than for, the world. So make the most of it, and you'll regret it if you don't commemorate it in some
Mm,
way. So I think. Even if objectively right now I'm terrified, I think in the future I'll regret
mm,
not having taken a beat to celebrate it in some way. Because
yes.
publishing is always just like the next milestone, the next thing, and you really have to force yourself to take a breath and actually celebrate the things you do. So I think future Michaela will be happy about it.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
That's
question was a
exactly
bit
it.
roundabout. I think what I sorry, she
Oh, my
hasn't had
bad.
coffee yet. I think my real question was, what do you think was making you hesitate? Just like feeling nervous about it,
Oh
or
God, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just I think just again it being this real physical thing in the world. I've got physical copies and it still doesn't feel like this thing. It has your name on it, but it still doesn't feel like
Mm,
something you created. It still lives inside your head, and this is a completely separate entity. So I think just trying to mesh those two ideas is still very terrifying. I think that's the main thing.
mm,
Having this thing that is, I am the center of attention is going to be very intimidating, but I have bullied a very good friend, a writer friend to converse with me for it. So I think we'll talk about lots of unhinged things. So that will be very fun, make it a bit more comfortable.
Yes, that's it. I love that. Well, and it's funny because like Melanie always reminds me that at the end of the day, like when we do these events, a lot of the time they're just bookish people who are just as hot and sweaty and uncomfortable as you. And it always makes me feel so much better because really and truly, like we're all these souls just trying to figure it out. And
yeah.
they're there really to just support you and celebrate you. So you're allowed to be sweaty, messy, awkward, all the things, and it's totally
Yeah.
fine and it's beautiful and they're gonna love you no matter what. But like, and Melanie's even giving me this advice too, like eat the foods that like eat the good junk food, eat the things that like settle your belly
Mhm.
too, because that's practical. Like
Yes.
have the pizza.
That is a good idea.
Before
Yeah.
you're at the event, because once you're at the
Yeah.
event, or if you're have an
It's just
after event and you're socializing, you're gonna graze like you'll have one thing and then
won't
the
eat.
tray will be gone.
Yeah.
Eat something like before and after, get your comfort foods. And yeah, it's so true. And like I think once you're there in the moment, like you'll flourish. But the anxiety leading up towards it when like our primary job is like in front of the screens. I know how
Mhm.
daunting it is, but you're gonna be amazing. I'm gonna aim to be there. Do we have a date?
Yeah, we do 16th July. Couple of weeks as oh yeah, 2 weeks today. Wild.
We'll be sweaty
Yeah.
together.
Same here.
Yeah, just sweaty messes, just
Absolutely
frolicking at the
sweaty. Yeah.
bookstore. I love it.
Just sweating
I
and
love it.
frolicking through the Melbourne CBD.
That sounds like
Yes,
a great
yes.
time, honestly.
I'm here for it. I want all pictures. I want to see it all. I want videos, pics, everything.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
well, I want to get also to like our favorite question because we just yapped your ear
Do
off
it.
for 20
Oh
minutes
please.
now. But we like being nosy, so we want to know like what is the strangest thing you own?
Oh God, I had to think so much about this because I live in a tiny studio apartment in the city, so I don't own that many non-essentials. All my non-essentials are taken up by books, which is just otherwise is tragic and boring. But I think my little sister loves to troll me, and she decided a few years ago that I don't know why I was obsessed with the actor Nick Cage. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you why. And so for a few years, I just received the strangest gifts in the mail. She's annoyingly artistically talented, and so she'd Photoshop or sketch pictures of me and Nick Cage together and frame them and print them. And she'd send me necklaces with photos of him in them, and she'd send me origami cranes made from his face. And it was just a really strange period. So I've got a bag of Nick Cage paraphernalia, arts and crafts things stashed under my bed. So if anyone ever breaks in and goes through our things, they're going to have a wild surprise. That's that's probably the strangest thing.
I
Wow.
love it.
I love
I
it
Yeah.
love
so much. And I might have a strange hand me down to give you now that I know that.
Oh no.
it.
I may give you an old pair of clothing, which sounds like the strangest gift, but once you get it, it's gonna make sense.
I love the way you phrase it, a hand me down, like it's a Nick Cage family heirloom. Um,
It might be.
Only
It
from
might
me,
be.
only from me, because I have worn them, but I feel
oh,
like they need to be passed on to you.
I'm terrified. My
I
sister will
love
love
it.
it.
I love that. Nick Cage lore. Who would have thought, you know?
I couldn't tell you why.
He became
I love
very
it.
iconic for a brief
He
moment.
did.
Well, I mean, he still is. There's still always memes, and I still always look for the meme of him just like, and his hair is like flowing in the
Yes.
breeze.
hmm
From
hmm
Con Air. Yes.
hmm
Is that
Well,
what
Classic.
every
it's
time
from?
oh,
Yes.
is that what it, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was bad when I was still young enough and we were living together and she'd just sneak into my room and put photos of him on the roof or on the toilet seat and it was just oh it
Amazing.
yeah have not grown
I
out of it.
I freaking love that. I love your sister for this as well. Like that's how you know your sister loves you. Is she's tormenting you with Nick
Sure.
Cage. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's true
absolutely.
love. What is something you think about way too often besides Nick Cage?
Something I think about way too often.
Yes. Your Roman Empire. Do you have one?
Oh, what is my Roman Empire? Oh God. I think
Stumped
about
you.
how
Really
I
stumped you with
don't
this
there's
one.
not many thoughts going on in this head, honestly. I
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think about how to more. I really like the word anti-disestablishmentarianism just because it's the longest word I can possibly think of. So I think about spelling it more than I should. Just as a writer, I don't know why. What's my Roman Empire? Yeah, I don't know. What do you, God, what are your guys? I'm not the guest here. Let me be the host. What are your Roman empires here?
I mean, depends on the day. Sometimes
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
sometimes it's just death.
Yeah. Same.
existentialism. Yeah,
Uh, Same. I think
yeah.
about
Mostly,
dying.
mostly it's food. Um,
Mm,
Yeah.
and going over old conversations and just editing them.
hmm
I often go,
Oh,
I've realized that's what I'm doing when I do it. I'm editing what I wanted to perfectly say.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's
the most
valid.
writer brand
I'm
of
always like,
anxiety.
yeah, I'm always fighting with somebody like, oh, I should have said that. That would have got them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's usually myself who I'm fighting with, so that's fine.
Classic.
That is
Yeah,
quite the image of you fighting with yourself.
Hmm.
dummy. Always. Well, enough about us. Thank you for turning the tables on us.
I'm
So
so
we
sorry.
went
Yeah,
automatically to death. We think of
amazing.
death.
Sorry, she's an emo at heart.
Yeah. But back to you. Have you always wanted to be a writer? Like, was this always in the cards for you?
Oh, I'm such a cliche because I've always written books. I've always loved reading, writing, whether I was little, writing, picture books, writing fanfic as a teen instead of sleeping, whether I'm writing my books instead of studying for exams. I just always loved to write.
Wow.
It was an escape, an outlet, a guide. I tried to write, diaries or journals, and I just never could. And I think it's because writing fiction was always just the best way for my brain to figure out how it was feeling, almost unintentionally. But I never really considered myself a writer or thought of writing novels as a career until a few years ago. I thought I was going to go into politics or international relations, law, that's what I studied. And then the second I discovered writing was a feasible career possibility. It was just tunnel vision, full steam ahead, no turning back from there.
I love that
Wow.
so much. That's
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
There's like this stubborn thread in the people that I see who stay in it. And it's just
Really?
like, I'm gonna make it happen. Like there will be things with my name on it on a shelf somewhere. Is there anything
Yeah.
that has surprised you about this journey
Ooh.
or about
I
publishing
think just,
the
yeah, I think
industry?
just how fast the pre-publication for traditional publishing process flies by. I had well over a year before publication, and then I swear I blinked, and now we're
Mhm.
2 weeks out, and I thought, oh, it's so far in advance. I have plenty of time to prepare logistically, emotionally. And I don't think I fully appreciated how much goes on behind the scenes so far in advance. Every publicist, marketer, sales rep, editor, employee, my publisher is just wildly talented and surely just shotting 5 espressos a day. I don't know how they do it all. And just witnessing that firsthand was so incredible and surprising.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's amazing. It
Mhm.
is it is weird how it's like it's
Wild.
so slow and then all of a sudden you can't keep up.
Right? You swear
Yeah.
there's not that much happening. I have so much time. And then it's just can't get a moment's sleep. There's so much going on in the best possible way, but it was so surprising.
Yeah, best possible way for sure.
Hmm.
Can you take us back to your journey to becoming a published author? Like, at what point were you like, no, this is a thing? Like, did you already have stories finished, and you're like, okay, I'm going to query? Like, just tell us a little bit about your journey to where you are now.
I love this question because I have such a light bulb moment that I remember thinking, oh, writing as a career is possible. Or it's possible as a career for ordinary people because you think of authors as these idols, these celebrities that you could never possibly become. And or just not something that you do. And then I went to a Melbourne Comic Con with my sister, and we went to an Australian author panel. And one of the authors, it was Astrid Scholl, who does YA fantasy, and she asked how she got published, and she said, "Well, I queried US and UK literary agents, and then we submitted to publishers, and just went through the process." And I just remember sitting there and thinking. I had no idea this was even possible for Australian writers. I didn't know you could query internationally to agents who represent your favorite authors, and that she just said it so matter of factly, and I
Mm.
had no idea that anyone could pursue traditional publishing. And just hearing that, I just went straight back to the hotel room my sister and I were staying in, created a querying spreadsheet with my dream agents, and it just snowballed from there.
Oh my God. Shout out Astrid Schultz because
Right?
she's actually one of my
Icon.
early influences too for the same reason because she was
Hmm.
one of the first authors, Aussie authors I heard at events speak so candidly about her journey. And so like she left the trail of breadcrumbs for us to find our way. You know what I mean? Like I really felt
Absolutely.
that with her at every event she goes to, she always speaks about it so openly, and it does make you realize that light bulb is kind of like, oh, wait, people do this?
Absolutely. She's amazing as well. I could never be
Yes.
friends with her. I've burned that bridge. I low-key stalked her through a Dimmicks once for like 20 minutes, just thinking like, oh my God, is that Astrid Scholl? Oh my God. And she definitely saw me, and I was just kind of working up the nerve to talk to her through the Dimmicks aisles, and eventually assaulted her and was just verbally very profusive about my love for her and everything. And she tried to have a normal conversation with me once she heard I was a writer as well, and I just was having none of it. Um,
Well,
and
look
yeah, she
out.
was
You're going to be on a
incredible.
panel or something together in the
And she's
near
going to hear
future.
this and
Oh, it's
and give hugs.
happening. It's absolutely happening. Like you're gonna do a full circle moment and be like,
Yep.
"Hey, remember me?" Like stalking you, and
Terrifying.
she will remember you,
Oh
and
God.
but it'll be okay. She's gonna love
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
She's
Thank
the
Yeah.
you.
sweetest, like honestly, the
So
sweetest,
nice.
most down to earth
Hmm.
person. It's going to be glorious. I will be there with the bells on. But back to our list of questions. Sorry, we went on
Hmm.
so many side quests. I will take the blame for that. It's usually me leading us
Please.
astray. Ooh, did we say what's a day in the life? Have we been there? I got so sidetracked by
Yeah.
Astrid.
Yeah. This is a brand new question as well. So it really threw Melanie off.
It threw me so hard. I was like, what is that?
I saw your face like you died inside because you're like,
Is
what
that
is
right?
this? I'm sorry. I did not mean
Just
that. I
threw a
should
new
have warned
question.
you. It's a
What
brand new
does a day in
question.
the life look like for Mikayla Bridge?
Oh God. A lot of caffeine, a lot of existentialism. On a day that I have my crap together, it's probably just getting up early, going to the gym, do the day job, write, and then afterwards write from like 6 to 10 p.m. I have rinse and repeat. I have an incredible partner who helps out and does so much around the house to enable me to do that. Um, Maybe intermingle it with social things with friends, going to launches, playing board games. I've been getting into Mahjong. I don't know why, a lot. I've been playing it like a few times a week. It's so much fun. Eating some really good food, doing puzzles, knitting, anything that isn't mentally taxing. I'm a very much a grandma in my hobbies when it's not writing related. So yeah, any of the above.
That sounds like my kind of day.
That's so great.
Like I've been doing these little games on my phone, like little brain games,
Oh,
and I just listen to audiobooks while I'm doing it, and I'm in heaven.
that sounds so
Oh my
therapeutic.
gosh, yes, I've been going through audiobooks like wild. I'm just like
Amazing.
living my life right now, sitting on my ass.
I really want to ask what you're listening to, but I don't want to derail it.
I
Yeah,
was
okay.
Yeah.
What did I just finish? Oh, I don't remember. Oh no, Skyla aren't.
Oh, her new one?
No, but I
Her
have it on
first one.
NetGalley. But her last one,
Something we wrote.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Together We Rot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
really want to read it.
I listened to it like as fast as I could. I like probably too fast. I shouldn't have been sitting that long. It's so good. It's so good. Highly recommend. Thank you for knowing the title for me. I appreciate that. So yeah, I've been living off audiobooks because it's really hard when we're so busy doing all the things to sit
Mhm.
and sometimes you just need the brain break from reading, like
Absolutely.
physically reading. So okay, we've mentioned and we've talked about this is your debut and you're
Yes.
getting ready. We're 2 weeks out. Like, how are you feeling? What are you feeling? Like, let's check
Terrified.
in. Let's check in. What's on the
Um,
brain right now?
I I'm assuming, can I swear?
Yeah.
How, okay,
Yes,
fabulous.
please do. Please do.
Okay, amazing. I have the launch and I'm so grateful for the team for organizing it. But God, there's no adult diaper big enough to contain the amount of shit that I'm just gonna be shitting myself so bad leading up to the event. It's going to be so bad. So just a very jarring mix of fear and being so grateful and thankful for the opportunity to debut and all the local community to celebrate with. The Melbourne community is just wildly amazing. Uh, we have so many amazing writers here, and they're all just so supportive. So I'm very torn between wanting to dig my head in the sand and just making sure to breathe and take a moment to celebrate it and appreciate everyone that's coming to support it. So a very strong mix of both.
Yeah. Well, and I
Mm.
think that's it right there, is taking a moment to celebrate
Yeah.
it. Because it really is, it's so amazing. And it's something that you have wanted to do for so long. And now here you are. So, yes, celebrate every time anything happens. Like, take a second and just being like, oh my God, I fucking did it. Like, here we are. We got 60,000
We got
ads
here.
on Goodreads. Like, we did it.
Yeah. It's not overwhelming.
How does it feel to be perceived, though? Because now I apologize for such a hard
Oh my
question,
God.
but
I
it's
hate being
happening.
perceived. I know it's
Yeah.
terrible. I hate it. I'm very much, I'd love to just feel like the dream is the level of fame that you can just recede from all social media
Yes.
and write and hide in your hole and it do well enough on its own. Because I love interacting with people, but the pressure of, an author on social media these days is so wild. And so yeah,
Yeah.
being perceived is still something I'm really coming to terms with.
I feel
How do
that.
you both How do you
I
both
feel
deal with being
that, but if
perceived?
I'm like
Yeah.
super honest with myself, I feel
Mhm.
like like sad and lonely if I don't allow myself to be perceived. And I think like as I've like gotten to know myself better and like stand in my own power, I'm more like comfortable like shutting down the connections that don't align with me and feeding the ones that do, and that's made me feel a bit more comfortable being perceived.
That's a good way of putting it. Being more selective with
Yeah. But
how
it
you're
used
perceived or
to
what connections you pursue.
literally, but it's still so daunting because you just don't
Yeah.
know like when you like meet a new human or enter a new room, you have no idea what the energy is going to be like,
Mm.
and that part is always daunting.
Hmm. No, I like
That's
that. I'm
very
going to
true.
steal that.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I love it. Obviously, I'm on social media, but I am really introverted.
Mm,
So like I like to do it in bits and increments, and I feel it's a lot easier online.
Hmm.
I think for me, and I've just been trying to grow as a human being, but for me, it's always like, okay, I want to be perceived, but I don't want to be too much, and I don't want people to realize like, oh, she's actually really weird. I don't like her. So like I want to just be perceived enough where they're like, oh, Angela's great, but not too much where they're like, okay,
Oh my
enough.
God.
Like I don't want to
Impossible.
see that girl anymore.
I
Like
hate
You're
to
both
break
incredible
it.
at social media.
I hate to break it to you, but we're publishing a spicy anthology under the pub house throbbing quill. The jig is up.
I'm so glad you brought.
How
I
are
have so
oh,
we?
many
that's
questions
true.
about this. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a wild time. We'll have to get you on board the next go around.
Dude.
But I
Okay,
think
well, again, back to you.
yes,
No
you're good
more.
at
Yeah. I'm
redirecting
really good
Yeah,
at deflection.
and we're so easy at being like led astray. So, Mikayla, you're in trouble here. I want to talk more about A Flame and Fury. Can you tell our listeners about this amazing, thrilling?
Mm.
It's going to be a big hit. Tell our listeners about this story.
Ah, the actual book. A Flame and Fury is a YA romantic fantasy about F1 Phoenix racing, is how I'm pitching it. It's set in this land built by alchemists and populated by fantastical creatures like phoenixes, sea monsters, sprites, magical serpents. It takes place on an island where phoenix racing has been commercialized, and that really sits at the center of their culture and their economy and politics. And our main character, Cal, she participates in these races for money. And because of spoilers, she has to team up with Coop, her longtime very arrogant rival, a media darling, all while trying to untangle this political conspiracy that is threatening everything she loves and everything she knows. And it really just revolves around my love for phoenixes as a mythological creature. There's so many different iterations of them in different cultures and mythology and our media. And it was just one of those fantasy elements that I always adored and was just waiting for the right story or the right idea to weave them into. So I'm really excited I found one to slot them inside.
It sounds like very timely as well. Very like yeah, I know conversations around racing happen a lot, so I'm sure that there's like threads cleverly woven
Yeah.
in. I'm excited. Is there something that you hope readers will take away from your book?
Ooh, I think I just hope because I find it very empowering and daunting to write for a young adult audience because you have to treat it with so much respect because they're young readers are so smart. You can't speak down to them. So I wanted to be very intentional with what I was writing, but also not too condescending in any kind of messaging. Let them figure out whatever they wanted from the book. But I really would just like readers to turn the last page feeling confident, empowered, and honestly angry, just very loud in their emotions. I want them to have the autonomy to scream and shout how they're feeling, whether it's good or bad, the confidence to choose who you surround yourself with, biological family or found family, just yeah, just a lot more confidence to feel angry, furious with the world, to do what they want with it. Um, and honestly, on a less emotionally resonant note, I think just escapism rocks, fantasy rocks. Life's
Mm.
hard sometimes. I want readers to go fly on a giant phoenix for a few hours. Young readers deserve that.
Mm.
Yeah, I love
Mm.
that. Yep. Hmm.
You're
Yes.
preaching here. I
Yes.
felt every word of that. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
there's so much I could go, so many side quests, but I won't.
Well, I do want to go on a little bit of a side quest,
Woo!
actually, which
Please.
I want to know why you chose young adult in particular. Like, was that always like your go-to, and young adult fantasy in particular? Like, obviously, I guess with Phoenixes, it would be fantasy, or would it? We don't know. I'm not going to say. But like, was young adult always the thing that you were reaching for?
Oh God, A Flame in Fury is probably the 10th, 11th book I've written, and just for fun, not really pursuing anything. And I always kind of straddled a mix between young adult fantasy and adult fantasy. And this one always just felt at its heart like a young adult fantasy. I never tried to age it up. It felt like the themes of Kel's coming of age and just learning to respect phoenixes and the land she lives on as its own entity rather than trying to mold it to something that she once felt very more relevant for a young adult audience when you're going through so much change and trying to find ways to respect yourself and get the world to get on the same page about that. So it always very firmly felt like a young adult story versus an adult story.
No,
Mm.
that makes total sense. So was this the first like actual book that you queried, or can you?
No,
Okay,
God, it's
okay,
been a long journey. No,
yeah.
I got my first agent maybe 4 or 5 years ago with a completely different
Okay.
manuscript and went on submission. It died. And my agent's lovely, just very different styles. So left her, started re-querying with um, I am a chaos goblin and was querying with like 3 different books at once, which was a terrible idea. Don't do that. And very fortunately, my agent found me in the query trenches. He's incredible. And then we took A Flame and Fury on submission.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I love that. I freaking
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Yeah.
a
Long
long
journey.
journey. When you said
Yeah.
11 books, I was like, wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
None,
Reverse.
not many of them not many of them polished enough to
Mm.
warrant querying or anything, or I didn't really like them enough to bother beyond the first draft. Um, but yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
many books that will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Mhm.
this I think this leads into a good this next question. Well, what has been the hardest part of your journey so far?
I think the journey is hard. I think just the coming to terms with how fast everything is moving. But the hardest part, I guess, of writing itself, especially of Flame and Fury and book two, which is first one you write on a contract, so you have that extra time crunch. So I think it's just when characters refuse to follow the damn outline. You try so hard to shove them in one direction to suit the plot and the character dynamics you thought would work, and then suddenly they're turning around and skipping away and doing something completely different and just wasting months of a 20K outline, and it's frustrating. And you think you have to I think you have to let the characters have that freedom to figure out what their natural path is incredibly frustrating when you're on a time crunch. But so
Mm.
that's probably been the hardest part that I'm feeling at the moment. but I'm sure it'll be also one of the best things in the long term. Right now, it's very frustrating and I just want to strangle my characters, but long term, I'm sure I'll be thankful for it.
Mm. As they get voicey and lead you down paths that
So
you
rude.
didn't know you were going to go on.
Right? Especially with young adult characters. I feel like the stern mother, just do what you're told. I'll stick you in a room.
And they said, no, it's not
Hmm.
happening. Yes,
Hmm.
no. What has been the best part of your journey so far?
Oh, so many things. Being on this podcast,
Well,
obviously, that
sure,
was
of
such an easy
course.
lead-in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Tell us about
I
us.
yeah, I think just the way my support system has grown, it's just publishing is so uniquely intense, and I'm so fortunate to have found a community that shows up through the joys and the tears, online, in person. I just couldn't have imagined surviving it without my partner, my friends, my writing friends, my colleagues, my publisher, just lots and lots of different corners that I didn't expect to or necessarily want to rely on, but have just been incredible. And yeah, it's very, very fortunate.
It's so beautiful finding those people who say, yes, you can,
It
instead of
really is,
like,
isn't it?
and then they look for ways to help you make it happen. Like, it's
Hmm.
so worlds apart from the kinds of people who like shoot down your dreams when you talk about it.
Hmm.
Then you find people who are like,
Yes.
you can do it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna help you, you know, it's just
Hmm.
that kind of support
You
is
you
everything.
often have to go through the people that aren't necessarily that supportive to find the people that are, which can be a little bit disheartening and want you to kind of recede and not seek out those new connections. But then you do find the new connections, and it's
Mm.
just the most rewarding, incredible thing in the world.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes to all of these things. I love that you brought all of these things up. These are the things we could talk on for a very long time.
Hmm.
Find your people.
Hmm.
Listeners,
Hmm.
find your people. I see our
So
time is
important.
going down, so
I
I want to
know.
make sure I
Yeah.
ask our favorite question, which is looking back at all you've accomplished, what advice would you give a younger version of yourself before you set out on this journey?
Just reiterating just how important a writing community is. I got so, so lucky finding my first agent without any awareness of the broader publishing community. I was such a baby. I had no idea about common missteps. And I think if I'd had that community of some kind, I'd have avoided a lot of the earlier mistakes I made, both in my writing and in the broader publishing experience. It can
Mm.
be so uncomfortable putting yourself out there, especially online, but just slide into a few other writers or aspiring writers' DMs, find people who match your brand of weird, learn all you can from them, share everything with each other, share wisdom, just find not just a network, but a real community so you can share the good and the bad.
Yes, she said it. She said it perfectly. Yes, yes, I love it. It's
So
beautiful.
important.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, we're down to 2 minutes.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so sad. It went by too
Mhm.
fast. I'm just so excited for you, honestly. Like, I obviously
Thank
there's
you.
nerves and all that, but truly, it's going to be so fun and exciting and thrilling. So we're really pumped for you.
Thank you.
You mentioned real fast because I'm just being nosy again, and we still have 2 minutes. You mentioned book two.
Yes.
Is there anything you could tell us about book two?
I have no idea. I
Okay.
will. And my publishers may hate me. I don't know. So I'm working on second book, which is set in the same universe as The Flame and Fury. It's a same old standalone. So same old new, completely new set of characters. And if A Flame and Fury is all fire and practicality, book two has very insidious magic that looks harmless and beautiful, but is very, very dangerous. And it's a little bit darker than A Flame and Fury. And all my characters are terrible people and they're very unhinged and chaotic. And I'm just having an absolute blast writing it and writing them. It's indulgent and lavish and tragic and romantic and just all the things I love writing.
Oh my
I'm
God.
ready.
That was a pitch and a half.
Yeah. We are all ready. We're ready.
I'll stop
We're
it.
pumped.
Thank
No.
you.
Yes.
Well,
Amazing.
yes, we've got less than a minute. It's going to cut
Yeah,
us
it's
off
gonna cut
soon,
out.
but I'm so glad we got to have you on like at this time. Thank you for making the time to come on.
Thank you
And yeah,
so
we're
much for
just
having me.
cheering so hard for you. And yeah,
Okay, you.
Thank you for being a beautiful part of the Melbourne community, luring me back out onto the
Same
scene.
to you. I'll drag you to every launch happily.
Don't
I'll allow
forget
it.
to bring the Nick Cage swag,
Oh my
Melanie.
God, I actually am though.
Nick Cage everywhere, listeners.
People are gonna have so
You
many
heard
I
it.
questions.
Mikayla wants Nick Cage swag.
Obviously.
now have to hope I didn't throw it out in like the last like culling because that cupboard was
There's
getting full.
expectations now.
There's
Yeah.
expectations.